Rain blasts the supervillain away with a psionic blast, and Kodiak thinks he's done for. When he gets too close to where Elemental crashed, he of course gets knocked aside like the idiot he is. Geez, Kodiak gets smacked around more than Worf from Star Trek. Elemental says, "It is time I put an end to this foolishness." Oh good, the comic's over already. Well, let me just go and... Oh, no, of course not. It's just your standard villain dialogue. Dash yells that she's got an idea. Yeah, here's an idea. You're a speedster, so why don't you punch him 100 times in a second? Dash, it sure would be nice if you'd let us in on your plan before taking off. No kidding, especially when Element Lad here is bent on making us a permanent part of the floor. What, Element Lad? Is an Image comic actually referencing a DC Comics character? What's the matter, Elemental? Afraid to get up close and personal? Why not come down here and fight like a man? Don't you mean fight like a new man? One of my power is far beyond reliance on mere physical combat. I can simply stare at you to death instead! Dash suddenly zips past Elemental, having grabbed the breathing tubes from his face. Although why the breathing tubes have green Kool-Aid in them is anyone's guess. Elemental immediately gets knocked unconscious from this maneuver. Great work, Dash. Who'd have thought he'd leave such an integral part of his existence open to attack? Guess your judgment gets a little hazy when you're sucking on artificial air. So, artificial air is a liquid and green. Of course! Don't you know anything about science? They go out to recover Kodiak, who has his tongue hanging out for like the 4th time in the issue. Here's a hint, writers and artists. Kodiak bears aren't like dogs! Kodiak is unconscious next to an orange pyramid sticking out of the ground and giving off an ominous hum. And so our comic ends with 2 little kids finding the pyramid. Radical! And it's glowing too! What do you think it is? Look out, kids! It's Happy Fun Pyramid! Okay, and we also have a solicitation for next issue. Think the Newmen... wait, it is Newmen? Because poor literacy is cool. Think the Newmen had a rough time with Elemental? Well, hang on to your seat, cause this was just a warm-up for... The Man Called Girth. And we get a preview of Girth and he... Oh, wait a second. That Girth? The Girth from that Rob Liefeld book Badrock? The one I did a text review on? Oh, there is no way in hell I'm going to issue 2 now. Oh, we also get a happy message from Rob Liefeld, even though he technically had nothing to do with this book other than the concept. Eric, Jeff, Jonathan, Chris, Kurt, and the Extreme Color Team are knocking themselves out in order to make every issue of the Newmen an instant classic. Oh, they were knocking themselves unconscious. No wonder they didn't realize how awful this book is. This comic sucks! The artwork is horrible, the dialogue is stilted, and the characters are as bland as the backgrounds! Well, I hope you enjoyed this little anniversary as much as I did, and then you had an extreme time!
United we stand, divided we fall. And if our back should ever be against the wall, we'll be together.
Hello everyone, I'm Linkara from the popular web series Atop the Fourth Wall, but I'm here today to talk to you about a serious problem still affecting comic book characters, and that is Youngblood's disease. Youngblood's disease affects characters from all walks of life, men, women, transgendered, or other term. Youngblood's disease doesn't care who you are. It will destroy your eyes and make you look really, really stupid. If you suspect that you or a friend or loved one suffers from this horrible illness, consult a physician or a trained penciler or inker right away, and we can help stop this horrible disease before it strikes again.